everyone, welcome back. It's Melanie, your She Shed Scrapper. So today we are doing a 2-page layout using these scraps and then that 1 page there that I am ripping up. I believe they're from Amy Tangerine Better Together collection. I'm not 100% sure, but I think that's the one. I used some of these on a recent layout. I had actually pulled out 2 other full sheets of the same patterns you can see in the scraps to the left there, but decided to search for scraps and I was pleasantly surprised with everything that I found. So I like to use up as much as I can. So the pictures that I am scrapbooking are from our Gatlinburg trip, and we went to the aquarium, so I was still scrapbooking all of that. So I decided to use this kind of bubble stencil and these 2 Distress Oxides. I think it's Faded Jeans and I think it's Cracked Pistachio. So I just wanted the bubbles to kind of peek out from under that ripped piece of paper at the top. So I just did that. I don't have you watch the whole thing. I didn't think you needed to watch me do everything. But I'm using my Picket Fence brushes there to blend, and I just cannot say enough good things about these brushes. They just blend so nicely, and then I just use a baby wipe to clean them in between each color, and it doesn't affect the color or anything, and it just works so nice. So I really like those brushes. I'm glad that I kind of splurged and got those. So once I do the bubbles, I don't know where I got the idea, but I knew I wanted to do kind of a layout with a bunch of circles. So that's kind of how I got the idea to use this stencil, because as you'll see later on, I use my circle punches and kind of decorate and embellish with the circle punches. So there was a big white spot at the top. I just wanted to make sure that my picture was going to kind of cover that up once I placed it where I wanted it. And then I just ripped the bottom as well, so there'll be just a big strip down the middle that's kind of open and white. I do fill in quite a bit with the stencil and the oxides again, so I think this is where I kind of cut out once I start placing them. So I have them coming out from the bottom of that ripped paper, and then I do decide to put a couple on the sides there that you can see, just to kind of fill in some of the white space and use some mixed media. So I like the way that turned out. And then I'm just going to back my picture with I think another piece of scrap, that plain kind of teal color there, yeah. And so I just back the picture with that scrap and then place that kind of where I showed you earlier, just to kind of cover up that white space at the top. And then once I'm done with that, I think this is where I decide to use my punches and punch out the circles from all of the scraps. I think I used a 2.5 inch punch and a 1.5 inch punch. Again, it kind of took a while, so I didn't have you sit here because most of it's off camera anyways. So I punched out all those circles, and then when I am done with those, I kind of just place them horizontally across the page. Couple of them do overlap the picture a little bit, and I do, once I have them kind of placed where I want, when I glue them down, I do pop a couple of them up with foam stickers to give it a little bit of dimension. One thing on this page, I thought I was done with it, and then the bottom just looked really plain, and so I did end up adding a title later on after I videotaped everything. So you can see that in the close-ups at the end. So I just made the title Under the Sea, and I used a bunch of different navy fonts that I had, or alphas that I had. So you can see that, like I said, at the end of the video on the close-ups, you can see where I placed the title there. So I think I cut out here once I put it back, so you don't watch me have to glue all the circles down, because that's primarily where they all end up going anyways. So that finishes the first page. And then the second page, I have 2 pictures that I wanted to use. And surprisingly, I'm still not done with the aquarium pictures for my youngest. I think he's going to have a total of 6 aquarium pages, which is kind of crazy, but we had a lot of fun there. There was lots to see and do, so that's why there's tons of pictures. So then I just took the scraps that I had and kind of ripped them up on both sides. I kind of wanted to do strips across the middle of the page, so I did that one. And then the other one, when I ripped it, kind of goes from big to small as well, and so I just put the big side on the left side of the page just to even out, I guess, kind of the heaviness of it. Most of it gets covered up by the pictures anyways, but you can see there that, you know, the left side of that second piece is quite a bit thicker than the other side, so that's kind of why I placed them where I did. And then I am going to back the pictures. I was hoping to use this scrap here, just wasn't wide enough. I probably could have trimmed the pictures, but I had another big scrap there, that stripe, that was wide enough. It actually was wide enough that I backed the pictures with white as well to make them kind of pop a little bit extra. Again, all of the pieces that I used on this, except for one, were all scraps from another layout that I had done not too long ago. I think that one was a process video as well. That one was from the aquarium too. Usually I don't kind of do themes. If it's the same event, I don't usually use the same pictures for every single page, but this one just worked. The colors work well. You know, with the aquarium, we've got blue shirts on, and then just the color of the water and everything, it just worked well with these the colors in these papers. So once I get that done, it's just gonna go, I'm gonna place that group of pictures just in the middle there. And for whatever reason, this one here, I spaced out the pictures when I back them there. Sometimes I have the pictures touching, so it's like one big picture, just kind of whatever floats my boat while I'm scrapbooking. I don't really have a reason why I do one way or the other. But you can see there that I really was able to use pretty much that whole entire piece of scrap between the circles and backing the picture there. So the rest of that, I don't even know what to call that paper. It's not even stripes, dash marks. I don't know what that you want to call that paper, but I ripped that up and placed that at the top and the bottom again, just to kind of balance it out, since it is a 2-page layout. And then I do use the stencil again. This time I didn't really, I guess I did kind of use the papers as a guide as to where I wanted to place it. I didn't think I did. I thought I just kind of randomly placed the stencil. But again, I think I just have you see that one, and then I did kind of 4 of them that you can see there, just enough to have it peek out behind the papers, but not too overpowering. And so I just tape everything down, and then embellish when I'm all said and done with more circles. So to be honest, it's so busy. When I was done with the layout, I thought, wow, this is like way busier than I normally do. I think it's super cute, but just definitely with all the pattern paper, super busy. So I didn't actually use any other embellishments besides the circles. There just wasn't really, I didn't think, any room for it, because I just filled in all the spaces with the circles anyways, so didn't really leave any room for, you know, any other embellishments or whatnot. But and this was really fun to do. My aunt actually came over for a scrapbooking day, so she was behind me scrapbooking in my she shed with me. It was just nice to have somebody there to talk to. I recommend that for sure. I've been kind of struggling trying to get motivated lately, so it kind of motivated me to get some stuff done, some pages done, so that was really nice. So just finish out the layout with the circles. Not much else. I think I do kind of the four corners just because there are white spaces in each of those. Usually I would do it into like a triangle, kind of embellish in a triangle. But this one here, there's just a lot of white space kind of with in a square, I guess. So that's why I decided to embellish the way I did and place it where I did. So you can see that white space, and then the top right also. So I did have to kind of use some different scraps. I think I ran out of the stripes, and so I did use the plain kind of aqua color that I backed the first picture in on the first page. So I did bring that in, and you can see there I have the foam dots up, so I did pop a couple of those up as well when I taped them down. But really that finishes out the layout. So I just want to say thank you guys for watching. I'd love if you would subscribe to my channel if you haven't done so yet. Like and comment on my videos, that helps as well. And we will see you next time. Thanks guys.